Elbow grease is the best grease. I've been refurbishing my Razor Griddle and now it's time for the hot plate.
There are many ways to refurbish a griddle plate, but there are very, very few that are as simple as this. We've got oil, steel wool, and salt. Now you can use things like brittle stones and angle grinders and all sorts of aggressive means, but I reckon just a bit of elbow grease and maybe some stuff that you've already got at home will do the trick. So basically all it's going to be is we pour the salt on, pour some oil on, get some steel wool and start scrubbing.
My rationale here is that 1, the salt stays salt with the oil and actively resists rusting as I expose the bare metal.
So you already start seeing it starting to come back.
It is also abrasive, and with the steel wool it takes away big chunks of the old seasoning and lasts for ages. But after about half an hour of scrubbing and some fairly steady progress, something else came along, beckoning me from another project. While yes, elbow grease is the best grease, working smarter, not harder is also a great motto.
I was doing this, and then I looked across and I saw the sandpaper. And I thought, I've never tried that. So let's give that a go instead. And oh, so efficient. Well, just give that a go instead, I think. I'd say sandpaper is fantastic. You can get it done with a steel wool. I've done it, but if you've got better means at your disposal, just use those. So it looks pretty much like garbage, but what we're going to do is we're going to get some paper towels. I'm going to roll them up. I'm just going to slowly wipe everything off. Look at that. And just drag everything in and out. Every part of me right now is wanting to clean this with water, but the steel's fairly high carbon, so it'll rust. So as you can see, I've got a few patches here that I could have gone further down on, but in general, that's looking all right. And we need to keep on wiping this down until it's like completely clear. I also find that a bit of a blowtorch can help make the job a bit easier. Soften it up a little bit, and then it wipes away a bit better. So the last thing I'd recommend before putting your griddle back on is to find a place that's heat resistant and to season these clasps before you put it back on. Boom, boom, boom. Be careful of your fingers and just dab it on and watch it turn black.
Now the big issue with sandpaper is that it clogs worse than a British drain pipe in winter, so you go through it faster. Basically, I ran out. I ended up switching back to steel wool after this to really take it back to metal, and it actually looked way better. Time to heat up that razor to colour changing temperatures and clean off a bit more crap, and then get seasoning.
Okay, so you can see here, there's a colour change in the middle, but once I put my polarised glasses over top and increase the brightness, you can see what it really looks like. So I've got to wait for it to spread to the edges a little bit, but basically that's what you're looking at. Pretty cool.
We've already got a very comprehensive seasoning video on this channel, so I won't go over this too much, but for those who haven't seen it yet, basically get the griddle so hot that it changes colour. Then add a slick of high smoke point oil and really rub it in with a paper towel. Repeat the process until your heart's content or it looks black, but not like a black stone. Nobody wants that.
I just want to be clear, it is absolutely not necessary to strip back the entire seasoning when you just want to fix certain areas of it. You can pretty much just start seasoning it from wherever you're at. Just cook on it. That's all you really need to do. I was just showing you that it can be done. My method with the salt and steel wool is incredibly labor intensive. My arm was absolutely cooked after that, but obviously I switched part way through when I got sort of sexy eyes from the sandpaper, and that works a treat too. I recommend about 80 grit for that. Really fantastic. Anyway, I got it back pretty far. I don't think it's necessary to go complete, like all the way. And then I re-seasoned it with about 6 coats. As per another video, which I'll link up here somewhere, of how to season the griddle. I did it 6 times. On my other griddle I did it about 4 times, and I think that works just fine. It's a little bit excessive for this one, but it's come out really good. So now we've all got, the only thing we've got left, the legs. I want to do them in blue. My wife has said absolutely not. She may have a point. It is quite a striking blue color. So what I'm thinking is I'll go a nice satin black for the legs, and then this little red thing here, it's a little bit out of character, I think. So I might do that little part there in blue. And then I'd say we have fully refurbished the griddle. But now let's do a cook and test our new griddle surface and see just how non-stick it is. It certainly looks pretty spectacular to me.
I decided to test the seasoning out with a lamb smash burger. And I went all out, even going so far as to make the burger buns from scratch. Now this is an extra and frankly unnecessary step, but after all of that sanding, feeling my hands sinking into the dough was, wow, to put it simply, it was therapeutic.
Hey, the food's still warm. Love it.
And you know what? The burger buns actually turned out pretty good. And I am a crap baker by most metrics. Now to make the smash burgers, I got some finely sliced red onion and got that down onto the griddle, plonked the lamb on top, and then smashed it down with all of my might. And then topped it with some mustard to give it a In-N-Out style kick up the arse. Now, when people do the seasoning of a griddle, they often recommend that you fry up some onions to sort of lock in that seasoning. I didn't do that, and when I went to flip my burgers, the onions sort of stuck to the griddle a little bit. But after every burger after that was actually fine. So fry up some onions, kids. It'll help. But basically, I assembled the burger with some of my favourite New Zealand hot sauce, Kai Tai Fire, added a solid layer of pickles, got the lamb on, some coleslaw, some burger sauce, the toasted bun, and you better know that that was one of the tastiest bites I've had in quite some time, especially after all of that elbow grease. So the next episode is going to be the legs. Everyone likes legs. I like legs. And I like the Razor Griddle's legs. I haven't actually shot that yet as of my talking right now, but I'm just looking at me eating this burger and being very, very jealous. Look at that guy. Get that thing out of my face.
Oh, that is crazy tasty.